Welcome everyone. Today's session is conversion from one base to another base. We'll see some examples on the conversion methods from one base to the other base. Now the first example what we are seeing is convert the decimal number 3315 to hexadecimal notation. Now when we are converting a number to hexadecimal notation or to any notation, you have to follow two things. So when you're converging, you have to separate the integer part, you have to separate the decimal part. Both the techniques, conversion for the integer will be different, conversion for the decimal will be different. So this is the integer part we are going to consider, this is the decimal part. Now let us see how do we convert 3315. So what is our question? Our question is 3315 to hexadecimal. So we are going to convert 3315 which is there in decimal. 3315 only I guess was the question. Okay, 3315 to hexadecimal. So 3315 when you are converting you have to divide. So which is the base they've asked? Convert it into hexadecimal. So what is the number of digits present in an hexadecimal system? It is 16. So 3315 divided by 16 we have to do. So what is 3315 divided by 16? Three 3315 divided by 16 will be 207. 3315 divided by 16 is 207. 3 will be the remainder. I have 3 as the remainder. Then the next one is 207 divided by 16. If I divide 207 by 16, 12 will be, 12 times will be 16 into 12 is 192. So the remainder will be 15. So this much we have done. Now how do we write the solution? How do we write the solution? To write the solution, you have to follow this order. Writing the solution will be in this order. So what is 12 equivalent? 12 in hexadecimal, 12 in decimal. What is the hexadecimal value for 12? Hexadecimal value for 12 will be C. Hexadecimal value for 15. Hexadecimal value for 15 is F. And 3 you're going to retain as it is. This is to the base 16. This is from 3315 in decimal is equal to, or you can write, instead of writing decimal over here, you can write to the base 10 also. 10 is equal to CF3 to the base 16, or you can write hexa also. Now this question was convert the decimal number 3315 to so we had convert the number 3315 to the hexadecimal notation which we have got. So if you can see, it is CF3, CF3. We have got the solution. So the solution is CF3. Now the next part of the question is, what about the hexadecimal equivalent of the decimal number 3315? How are we going to give the hexadecimal equivalent for the number 3315.3? Now 3315 is CF3 we already have. What we have to solve is 0.3. Now how will we solve this 0.3? This method is followed for all the numbers. Any conversion format from decimal to any base, whether it is binary, whether it is octal, whether it is hexa, it is the same method that is followed. But if it is binary, instead of writing 16 over here, you're going to write 2. If it is binary, instead of 16, this will be a 2. So this will be a 2. If it is octal, this will be an 8. Since it is an hexadecimal, this is 16. So now what do we do for 0.3? Now to convert 0.3 or any decimal part, what we are going to do? We have to take the first step is 0.3 into 16. How much I'll get? 4.8. Now keep 4 as it is, retain 4 as it is, take 0.8. 0.8 into 16, 12.8. Keep 0.8 as it is, read 12, and 0.8 will be used over here. 0.8 into 16. Again I'll get 12.8. 12 I am keeping over here, 0.8 I am bringing over here, 0.8 into 16. Now you can see this last 3 is recurring. It goes on, it is a recurring decimal. So what we will do, we will stop up to 4 decimal points, or based on the requirements you can calculate it for n number of decimal units what we have. Now I require it only for 4 decimal points, so I've stopped it for 4 decimal points. So what will be the solution? Now when we wrote the solution for the integer part, I told you to follow like this. When we are writing the solution for the decimal part, we are going to follow like this. So first number is 0.4, the next one is 12, 12 is equivalent to C, the third one is 12, 12 is again equivalent to C, fourth one is 12, again it is equivalent to C. So now what is the solution? What will be the solution? The solution will be CF3.4CCC. It goes on recurring. So I've stopped it at 4 decimal points. So this is how we are converting a decimal number to hexadecimal notation. And let me take up another example. Convert 234.14 expressed in octal to decimal. Clearly it is told that 23.14 is an octal. This is an octal notation. So this is in the base of 8. So decimal. Conversion from any base to decimal, it is the same methodology we are going to follow. So what is the first thing? 23.14. Now 234 we have to calculate, then 14. So 234 will be like this. 14 will be like this way we are going to follow. Now what is 2? First one is in 234, the first one is 4. So it is 4 into 8 power 0 plus 3 into 8 power 1 plus 2 into 8 power 2 plus again I have 1 in the decimal, 1 into 8 power minus 1 plus 4 into 8 power minus 2, and solve it. Now if you solve it, so 8 8s are 64, 64 into 2 plus 3 into 8 plus 4 into 1 plus 1 divided by 8. 8 to the power of minus 1 means 8 to the power of minus 1 means it is 1 divided by 8. 8 to the power of minus 1 is 1 divided by 8 plus 4 divided by 8 to the power of minus 2 is 8 8s. 8 8s will be 64. So this decimal part will be clearly equal to 0.1875. Now the integer part will be equal to 156. This is how it is done. Now the third example is convert the hexadecimal number 4B3 to decimal notation. What about the decimal equivalent of the hexadecimal number? So convert the hexadecimal number 4B3. So the number is given as 4B3. Already it is told that it is a hexa. So how will you convert it into decimal? First, you have to write the simplest way is you can write the binary notation and then write the decimal, convert it into decimal value. Or else you can also use the the method followed in example 2. Convert the following number to hexadecimal notation 4b3. Now let us see how we can solve. Let us calculate 4b3, convert 4b3 to binary. What is 4 in binary? 4 in hexadecimal will be equal to 0100 in binary. B in hexadecimal will be equal to 1011 in binary. So 1011. 3 in hexadecimal will be equal to 0011 in binary. What is told? 1 digit in hexadecimal system will be equivalent to 4 bits in binary, 4 digits in binary. Now how will we convert this? Again, the conversion process to be followed is from here to here. This will be equal to 1 into 2 to the power of 0 plus 1 into 2 to the power of 1. So 0, 1, this is not there. 2 to the power of 2 we don't have. So anyhow you can write it is equal to plus 0 into 2 to the power of 2 plus 0 into 2 to the power of 3. So let me follow this. So I'm writing from the other corner. So it is 1 into 2 to the power of 0. Again, the next number after that will be equal to 1 into 2 to the power of 1. The next number will be equal to plus 0 into 2 to the power of 2. 0 into 2 to the power of 2. 0 into 2 to the power of 2. So the next one will be again 0 plus 0 into 2 to the power of 3. 0 into 2 to the power of 3. So 0 into 2 to the power of 3. So 2 to the power of 4, 2 to the power of 5. It goes on. You have to keep on adding. It goes on. Now after that what you have to do? You have to add it. So now how will you add it? I have not written the complete thing. You have to do the complete work. So now if you add it, this last term is what? 1 into 2 to the power of 0 will be equal to 1. So it is 1 plus this number will be equal to what? 1 into 2 to the power of 1. So this is equal to 2 plus 2 to the power of 2 is not there. 2 to the power of 3 is not there. 2 to the power of 4. So plus 2 to the power of 4 is how much? 2 to the power of 4 I have a number. Again plus 2 to the power of 5 I have a number. 2 to the power of 5 I have a number. Plus 2 to the power of 6 I don't have. 2 to the power of 7 I have a number. 2 to the power of 7 I'll be having a number. Plus 2 to the power of 8, 9 I don't have a number. 2 to the power of 10 I'll be having a number. 2 to the power of 10 means what? 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 up to 10 times. That is what 2 to the power of 10. Now if I calculate all these things, I'll get the solution 1, 2, 0, 3. Okay, this is 1, 2, 0, 3. This is how we are going to calculate the integer part. Now suppose we want to calculate the decimal part. Suppose we want to calculate 4b3.33. Now I want to calculate or I want to solve 4b3.33, which is in hexadecimal notation. To decimal, I have to convert 0.33. Now anyhow we know what was 4b3. 4b3 was 1203 in decimal. Now how do I solve this 0.33? Again I can write the binary format for 0.33. What is 0.33? 33 will be equal to 0 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. And you can solve it. How will I solve? Now solving the decimal part will be, how will the arrow for decimal part go? It goes like this. I have to follow this notation. So when I follow that notation, what happens? This will be 0 into 2 to the power of minus 1. It is 0 into 2 to the power of minus 1. 0 into 2 to the power of minus 1 plus, with 0, the first is digit 0. The second 0 is 0 into 2 to the power of minus 2. Anyhow, it will be 0. So I won't write that. We'll go to the next one. So what is the next one? 0 into 2 to the power of minus 3. 2 to the power of minus 3. And what is the next one? 0 into 2 to the power of minus 4. Then the next, sorry, this is not 0. This is, okay. 0 into 2 to the power of minus 1 we don't require. 0 into 2 to the power of minus 2 we don't require. This is 1. So it is 1 into 2 to the power of minus 3 plus 1 into 2 to the power of minus 4. 1 into 2 to the power of minus 4 plus 0 plus, anyhow since it is 0, it is plus 0 so it is plus 0 plus 0 plus 2 to the power of 4. So this is 2 to the power of 5. This is 2 to the power of 6. So this is 1 into 2 to the power of minus 7. So I will write directly 2 to the power of minus 7 plus again 1 into 2 to the power of minus 8. This way also I can write 2 to the power of minus 8. So now if you solve these things, 1 into 2 to the power of minus 8. Now if you solve this, this will clearly be equal to 1875. So what will be the solution for point 3? Point 3 will be equal to 1203.1875. So for 4B3.33 will be equal to 1203.75. There is another method to solve this. How can we solve this is using the weights. So what is the weight? It is again 4B3 I'll show. 4 into 16. Okay, from 3 we will start. Actually, whenever we are solving this, we have to solve from 3 first. So I will write that accordingly and we'll solve it. So what will that be equal to? It will be equal to 3 into 16 to the power of 0. 3 into 16 to the power of 0. So 3 into 16 to the power of 0 plus what is the next one? B. What is B equal to? B is 11. 11 into 16 to the power of 1 plus what is the next one? The next one will be 4. 4 into 16 to the power of 2. 4 into 16 to the power of 2 will also give you the same solution. 3 into 16 to the power of 0 is 3 plus 11 into 16 is 176 plus 4 into 16 to the power of 0 will be equal to 16. 4 into 16 to the power of 0. 16 into 16. 16 into 16 is 256 into 4 will be equal to 1024. So I have 1024 over here. 1024. So now 1024 plus 176 plus 3 will be equal to 1203, which is also the ideal solution what we got earlier, the earlier method. So this is how you can do. This is for the integer part. Now again to the decimal part, how do you do for the decimal part? It will be, we have 0.33 in the decimal. So it is 0.33 into 16. 0.33 into 16, whatever you get. So 0.33 into 16 is how much? It is 5.28, 5.28. So keep 5 as it is. We have to keep 5 for the solution. Again, the next one is 0.28. You have to take 0.28 as it is. Now, how will you solve the integer part? So the integer part should be, the decimal part should be solved like this, right? So that will be equal to, 3 into 16 to the power of minus 1, 3 into 16 to the power of minus 1, plus there is one more 3 into 16 to the power of minus 2, 3 into 16 to the power of minus 2. So this is how we are going to solve the decimal part. It is not in the previous way which I was telling. So it is 3 into 16 to the power of minus 1 plus 3 into 16 to the power of minus 2, because we are using this particular method. So now, what is 16 to the power of minus 1? It is 3 divided by 16 plus, and again it is 3 divided by 16 into 16 is 256. 16 into 16 will be 356. 256. 3 divided by 256. Now what will be the solution? 3 divided by 16. 3 divided by 16 plus 3 divided by 256. 3 divided by 16 plus 3 divided by 256 will be equal to 51 divided by 256. 51 divided by 256 will be equal to 0.199. So that will be equal to 0.199, which is almost closer to 1875. 0.1875. 0.1992. It goes on 1992. So like this you can solve it and understand the solution. What you get, the decimal part, whatever you get by solving in binary will not be equivalent to what you get by solving using hexadecimal notation or other notations. So here I've got it as 0.1922. 3 divided by 16 plus 3 divided by 16 to the power of minus 2. How did I get the 16 to the power of minus 1 and minus 2? When I go on the scale, this is 3 into 16 to the power of 0. This is b into 16 to the power of 1. This is 4 into 16 to the power of 2. This will be 3 into 16 to the power of minus 1. Again, this will be 3 into 16 to the power of minus 2. So the solution varies whenever you solve using powers, bases, and converting to binary and then solving it. So both are same. Decimal notations, you can consider either cases. The best way is you solve it using binary. We have solved it using binary. So let us see the next problem. Convert 234.14 expressed in octal to decimal. Now how do I convert from octal to decimal? Again it is 4 into 8 to the power of 0 plus 3 into 8 to the power of 1 plus 2 into 8 to the power of 2. So it is 4 plus 8 3s are 24 plus 64 into 2 is 128. 0.14. So this is 1 into 8 to the power of minus 1, 1 into 8 to the power of minus 1 plus 4 into 8 to the power of minus 2, which is equal to 0.1875. Point 1, again I'll repeat, 0.1 into 8 to the power of minus 1 will be equal to 0.125. 4 into 8 to the power of minus 0.25, 8 to the power of minus 2. So 8 to the power of minus 2 is 0.156.25 into 4 will be equal to 0.625. So 4 into 8 to the power of minus 2 will be equal to 0.625. So 0.125 plus 0.625 will be equal to 156.875. The decimal solution will be 1875. The integer solution 128 plus 24 plus 4 is equal to 156.1875. Welcome everyone. So in this session we are going to see how to perform subtraction using ones complement and twos complement method. How do we complement a binary number? So one's complement of a number is just the not operation. We have discussed this even in the previous sessions. So when a 1 is converted to 0 and 0 is converted into 1, that will be a one's complement of a number. Now what is two's complement of a number? Two's complement of a binary number will be one's complement plus 1. If I take an example 35, this is 35 in binary format. One's complement will be 1101100. Two's complement will be adding a 1. So taking one's complement of the number, and if you add a 1, that will give you the two's complement. One's complement of a number with 1 will give you the two's complement. Now what is 9's complement? The 9's complement of a decimal digit is the number that must be added to produce 9. The complement of 3 is 6, the complement of 7 is 2. So what is the number that must be added to give you the number 9, 9's complement? So 9's complement will be 9999 minus this one. So this is the 9's complement. Similarly, you can do the hexadecimal complementation also. So you have the 15's complement also you can do in the similar method. So this is 9's complement. And what is 10's complement? 10's complement will always be 9's complement plus 1. So similarly, you can do 7's complement. 7's complement will be for octal. 9's complement is for decimal. So 7's complement will be 7777 minus the number. And 8's complement will be 7777 minus the number plus 1. Like that, 15th complement and 16th complement also you can do. Now, next let us see how to subtract using one's complement method. Now you can perform subtraction using one's complement or two's complement also. We call it as r's complement and r minus 1's complement subtraction. Now how are we going to perform subtraction using one's complement? Now what are the steps to perform subtraction using one's complement? Now to perform subtraction using one's complement, we have to obtain the one's complement of the number b. Say here I have taken 10110, which is a, and the second number I have taken as b. Find subtraction of this and this means it is a minus b using one's complement. So now I have to perform subtraction means I have to consider minus b, because subtraction I told you, we have discussed this also in previous class, a minus b is also equal to a plus of minus b. So now how are you going to solve this? A plus of minus b. That means this b is what we require. This can be a negative number, it can also be a positive number. So that is our choice. Negative number or a positive number means a can be greater than b or a can be less than b. Now here I have taken a number. What is the number? A is equal to 10110. So what is 10110? In binary, in decimal it is 22. A will be 22 in decimal. Then what is B? B is equal to 1101. So what does that becomes in decimal? It is 29. So what we have to do? 22 minus 29 will be equal to minus 7. See, 22 minus 29 should be equal to minus 7. So it is not plus 7, it is minus 7. How do we solve that? Using ones complement. Now obtain the ones complement of number B. What is B? B is 1101. If you have to obtain the ones complement, what you can do, I can convert all the ones to zeros. That is one method. Or else I can subtract the number from all ones. So this is B, the second number B. I'm subtracting from all ones. This way also I can do. Or else I can not the number. That is also your choice. So if we not it, what will I get? I'll get the number 00010. This is the ones complement of the number. Now what you have to do, the second step, if you can see, add A plus B bar. Why have I written B bar? It means I've taken the ones complement. I've just complemented it. So what is A? A is 10110, which I have it over here. And what is B bar? B bar is 00010. So 00010. Now I have to add both. Now when I add both, 0 plus 0 is 0, 1 plus 1 is 0, 1 carry, 1 plus 1 is 0, 1 carry, 1, 1 and 1, 1 plus 0 is 1. Now, so this is our solution. I've got 11100. Now is there a carry that is generated? I don't have a carry over here. No carry is generated. If there is no carry generated, answer is ones complement of the solution with a minus sign. If there is no carry that is generated, answer is ones complement of the solution with minus 1. So what is ones complement of this? It will be 00111. 00111 with a negative sign if there is no carry. Now if there is a carry, or the carry or their LSB should be added to the solution. So let us take the second example. Second example is, find the subtraction of the numbers 101101 minus 010110. So find A minus B using ones complement. Now what is the number over here? We see that it is 45 minus 22. I have shown one with the negative solution, one with the positive solution. Now what is the first step we have to do? We have to take the complement, ones complement of 22. So 22 is nothing but 010110. Ones complement means we have to just perform inversion, not of this number. All zeros we can convert it into 1 and write, or we can subtract from 111. The easiest way is I'm converting it into not operation. 0 will change to 1, 1 is changing to 0, 0 is changing to 1. So this is the ones complement of the number 22. Now what I have to do? The next step is A plus B bar. So this is our number A, 101101, 101101, and this is our number B bar, ones complement of the question. Add both. Now when I add both, you can see that I'm getting a carry over here. Now what we should do? This carry should be added to the result. The leftmost bit, or if the carry is generated, it is added to the result. The leftmost bit of the result is called carry and added to the result. What was the result? 010110 plus 1. So it will be 10111. 10111 is nothing but 23 in binary, which is nothing but a solution. So I'll repeat the steps. What is the steps I have? So in ones complement method, obtain the ones complement of the number b, add a plus b bar. So add a plus b bar. If there is no carry generated, the answer is ones complement of the solution with minus sign. If there is a carry, add the carry to obtain the solution. So if there is a carry, I have to add the carry. No, we are not complementing over here. Directly adding the carry to get the solution. So this is using ones complement. Next, let us see how do we perform subtraction using twos complement. Now what are the steps? Obtain the twos complement of the number b, add a plus b bar plus 1. Why have I written b bar plus 1? What is twos complement of a number? Twos complement of a number will be complementing the number and then adding 1. So NOT gate of b plus 1 will be twos complement. So to using that one, so I've written add a plus b bar plus 1 means twos complement of b. Now again here, if there is no carry, answer is twos complement of the solution with negative sign. If there is a carry, ignore the carry, whatever you get will be the solution. So let us take the same example. What was our first example? Our first example was 22 minus 29 using twos complement. So take the twos complement of the second number, which is nothing but b. So we have to take the twos complement of b, which is 29. Ones complement of b will be equal to 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. Then we have to add 1. So it will be equal to 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. This will give you the twos complement. Then what you have to do, I have to add a plus twos complement of b. What is a? A is 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. What is b? 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. I have to add. Now, am I getting a carry over here? No carry. I don't have any carry. So here I don't have any carry. Since there is no carry, what we should do? We should take the twos complement of this solution. So what is the solution we have got? The solution I have got is 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. So 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, twos complement will be what? 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 plus 1. 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 plus 1. It is 0, 0, 1, 1, which is nothing but what is 22 minus 29? Minus 7. So add a negative sign. I've got the solution. So this is using twos complement. Now let us see another example. So subtraction of twos complement. So what are the next numbers which I have taken? The second number was, so I have 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1 is nothing but 45. So in decimal it is 45. And what is the second number? Second number is 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. The second number is 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. So what is the value? 45 minus 22. 45 minus 22 should be equal to 23. Now how we should do this? We should take the twos complement of the second number. So let us take the twos complement of this number. So twos complement of b will be complement of b. I can either subtract or I can just invert it. 0 is getting converted to 1. 1 is getting converted into 0. So 0 is getting converted to 1. 1 is getting converted into 0. 1 is 0 to 1. 1 to 0. Or directly I can convert it, invert it. And then I can add a 1. So if I add a 1 to b bar, that will be the ones complement. Next step, what you have to do, we have to add a plus b. What is a? A is 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. And what is b? Twos complement of b is 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. then what we have to do, we have to add both the numbers. Now when you add both the numbers, so 1 plus 0 is 1, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 0 with a carry. So this will be equal to 1, 1 plus 1 is 0 with the carry. So we can see there is a carry that is generated. If there is a carry, what was the thing I told? We have to ignore the carry. If a carry is generated, ignore the carry. So what will be the solution? Equal to 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, which is nothing but our solution 23. So 0, 1, 0, 1, 1 is our solution 23, binary number, and the decimal notation is 23. So you can verify this using calculator also. Thank you. We are going to see 7's complement method. This is used for octal subtraction, subtraction of octal numbers. So the first number what I have taken is A is equal to, so the first number whatever I have taken is A is equal to 342. This is an octal number. I have taken an octal number. What is the second number I have taken? B is equal to 614, which clearly indicates A is less than B. So the solution will be a negative solution. Now what are the steps? Similar to 1's complement method, in 7's complement, the first step will be find the 7's complement of B. Find the 7's complement of B. Now how will I find the 7's complement of B? Two methods I told to find the complement. One is negating, the other one is subtracting by 1 in 1's complement. Now in 7's complement method, you're going to subtract the number B by 7. So that is how you're going to find the 7's complement. So what is the method now? A is 342, we'll leave it as it is. B is 614, we are only interested in B as of now. So B is 614, we are interested in B. So take B and subtract it by 777. That will give you the 7's complement. So 777 minus 614 will give you the 7's complement. So 4 minus 7 is 3, this is 6 and this is 1. This is 7's complement. What is the next step? So the first step in 7's complement method is, I've given the steps over here. Find the 7's complement of the number. Done. Subtract A minus B bar or add A plus the 7's complement. Both means the same. Okay. So what is our A now? A is 342. What is the 7's complement number? 163. 342 plus 163, both we have to add now. So 342, 163 if you add. 3 plus 2 is 5. 6 plus 4 is 10 in decimal. But this is what method? This is octal method. 7's complement and 8 complement clearly indicates that it is an octal method. So what 6 plus 4 will be equal to 12. 6 plus 4 is 12 in octal. After 6 you have 7, 8, you don't have 9, 10. So you will be having 11 and 12. So in 7's complement it will be, in octal method it is 12. So 2 over here, carry a 1. 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. So the solution is 5, 2, 5. Now what is the next step? The next step is, if no carry is generated, solution is the 7's complement of the sum. Do we have the carry? No carry. So what is the solution? Solution will be the 7's complement of the sum with the negative sign. So 777 minus 525 will be 252. 252 with the negative sign will be the solution. So the solution will be 252 with a negative sign. So this is if there is no carry. If there is a carry, what happens? If there is a carry, then the solution, the carry will be added to the LSB over here. So we don't have a carry, so we have to take the 7's complement or whatever we get over here, that will be the solution with minus sign. The same thing was adopted for 1's complement. This step is the same step for 1's complement. So if you can see, this is similar to 1's complement only. This step is similar to 1's complement negative. So it's the same thing. So we'll go to the next one. Find the subtraction of 614 and 312 using 7's complement. Now you can see 614 is greater over here compared to 312. I'm showing two different types of numbers is for you. The first number is greater than the second number 2 times, and the second one is a less than b. So we did a less than b first. Now we are going to do a greater than b. If a is less than b, a minus b will be equal to, the answer will be in negative. So negative answer you're going to get. If a is greater than b, if the first number is greater than the second number, definitely the solution is positive. This is simple mathematics. Okay. I'm using the same technology over here, same techniques over here. Now 7's complement of 312. In this number, it is again a minus b. So 312 I have to take. Take the 7's complement of 312. How do I take the 7's complement of 312? 777 minus 312, I'll get 465. This step is done. What is the next step? I have to add 614. I have to add 614 with 465. So 614 with 465. So the first step was take the 7's complement. First step is take the 7's complement. Second step is add the 7's complement number. Which is the 7's complement number? It is b. So add 7's complement number with a. So a plus 7's complement number. Then you have to check. The third step is check for carry. The third step is check for carry. Do I have a carry over here? So if you can see clearly, I'm getting a carry. Now adding 5 plus 4 is what? 9 in decimal. But in octal it will be 11. So it is 1 carry over here. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 10 in octal. So it is 0, 1 carry. 6 plus 4, 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. 11 will be 13 in octal. So 3, 1 carry. I'll get a carry over here. Now what does mean? If there is a carry, what you have to do? This carry should be added with this particular one. So what is the next step? If you can see the next step over here. Carry 301. The carry is added to 301. So the solution will be 302. But it is a positive solution. This is 7's complement method. Next, let us take up the 8's complement method. So 8's complement method, subtract 342 and 614. Same example I've repeated so that it is easy for you to understand. 342 and 614. Now what is the first step? We have to take the 8's complement of 614. So how do I take the 8's complement? First I have to take the 7's complement of 614. Then I have to add 1. So I've given over here. Take the 7's complement of the number. Then add 1. It will give you the 8's complement. So I got the 8's complement. So how do I take the 7's complement? 8's complement. 777 minus 614 will be 163, which will give you the 7's complement. Add 1, which will give you the 8's complement. So this is done. We have taken the 8's complement of our second number. Then what we have to do? We have to add the first number with second number. We are going to perform subtraction using addition method. That is what we are doing here. So now 4 plus 2 will be 6. 6 plus 4 is 10 in decimal. So it will be 12 in octal. 1 carry. 3 plus 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5. Now no carry. I don't have a carry over here. If there is no carry over here, what we have to do? Solution is the 8's complement of the sum with a negative sign. So clearly the solution is the 8's complement. So first you have to take 777 minus 526, you'll get the 7's complement. Add a 1, you'll get the 8's complement. So solution is the 8's complement of the answer of this value 525, whatever we got over here, with the negative sign. So this is 8's complement when A is less than B. You can see A is a smaller number, B is a bigger number. Now what happens when A is greater than B? If there is a carry, ignore the carry. This is what we are going to see follow in 8's complement. So the next number is, you can see clearly over here, A is greater than B. So A is this number, B is this number. So what we have to do? First we have to find the 8's complement of which number? We have to find the 8's complement of this number. So how do I find the 8's complement of this number? First find the 7's complement. So first we have to find the 7's complement of A. So I'm finding the 7's complement of B. Then I'm adding a 1, which will give you the 8's complement. Then what you have to do? We have to add A plus the 8's complement of B. Are we getting a carry? Yes. If we get a carry, what we have to do? You have to ignore it. And the solution will be a positive number. If the carry is generated, then you have to ignore the carry. If carry is not generated, what you have to do? You have to take the 8's complement of the number. So this is 8's complement method. Next we'll see 9's complement method. 9's complement and 10's complement is used for decimal. Again, it is the same process what you have to follow in decimal. 9's complement. A is 670, B is 831. So what you have to do? First take the 9's complement of the second number. If you are taking the 9's complement of the second number, B is 831. How will you take the complement? 999 minus 831. So 999 minus 831 will be 168, which is 9's complement. The next step is you have to add 168 with 670. So 670 with 168. This is decimal. So I'll get 838. Now do I have a carry over here? No carry. If no carry is generated, solution is the 9's complement of the sum with a negative sign. So 838, take the 9's complement of 838, add a minus sign, that will be the solution. So what happens if the number is bigger? If A is greater than B, so here you can see A is 831, A is greater than B. Anyhow, you don't need to worry about the numbers, which is bigger and which is small. You can directly concentrate on the steps. So here A is 831, B is 670, A minus B using 9's complement. So what you have to do? Find the 9's complement of the second number. Add it with A plus 9's complement. Check if there is a carry. If there is a carry, what you have to do? You have to add it to the result. So 160 plus 1 will be 161. The only difference in 9's complement method, if you have a carry, you will add the carry. In 10's complement method, you will ignore the carry. That is the only difference in both the methods. So next we'll take 10's complement. 10's complement method. How will we take 10's complement of a number? 10's complement is subtract, find the 9's complement, add a 1. That is 10's complement. So this is our number 831. 9's complement is 168. If I add a 1, it will be equal to 169. Next is you have to add 670 plus 169, which will be equal to 839. This is decimal addition. So 0 plus 9 is 9, 6 plus 7 plus 6 will be 13, 1 carry, 6 plus 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8. Now, do I have a carry over here? No carry. If there is no carry, what will be the solution? The solution will be tens complement of the number with a minus sign. If no carry is generated, solution is the tens complement of the number with a minus sign. So 999 minus 839, I'll get 160. Add a 1, I'll get 161. But you should also have a minus sign. This is tens complement. Now let's take up one other example for tens complement. 831 and 630, where a carry is generated. So in this example, I have B is 630. So B is 630 I have. So I have to take the tens complement. So what I should do? 999 minus 630 plus 1. So this will be 370. I have to add it with A. A is 831 plus this number 370, 1201. I have a carry over here. So in tens complement method, if the carry is generated, what you have to do? We have to ignore the carry. So the leftmost bit of the result is called the carry and it is ignored in tens complement method. But in nines complement method, it will be added to the LSB. So this is regarding decimal subtraction using nines complement and tens complement. Now let us take the next one. 15's complement and 16's complement. Clearly it indicates that this is for hexadecimal notation. So what is the first number I've taken? The first number is B06. You have to keep the table with you, then only it will be useful for you. The first one is B06. The next number is C7C. Now what we have to do in 15's complement method, we have to take the 15's complement of the second number. So what is 15 in your hexadecimal? It is FFF minus C73. So what is F? F represents 15 in hexa notation. C represents, A represents 10, B represents 11, C will represent 12. So 15 minus 12, F is equal to 15, C is equal to 12. So 15 minus 12 will be equal to 3. Like this you have to do it. So 15 minus C is 3. Again F minus 7. F is 15. 15 minus 7 is 8. F minus C is 3. 383 I have got. Now what is the next step? Same as usual. It's the same complementation. R's complement and R minus 1's complement in general. We will see the generalized notation later. So here it is. The first number is B06 according to the question. The second number is C7C. But we have to take the 15's complement of C7C, which is nothing but 383. Now you have to add both. 6 plus 3 is 9. 8. Again B plus 3. After B I have D, B, C, D, E. You have to use the counting format of the hexadecimal notation. So after B I have C, after C, D and E. B plus 3 will be equal to E. E89. Now what is the important step? You have to check for carry. Do I have a carry over here? No carry. If no carry is generated, solution is the 15th complement of the sum with a negative sign. So I have to take the 15th complement of the sum. FFF minus E89. Again, F 15 minus 9 is 6. 15 minus 8 is 7. 15 minus 14, E is 14, is 1. we have to put a negative sign. So this is 15's complement method, where the first number is smaller than the second number. Let us take one more example. So here I have taken C76, the first number greater than the bigger number. You need not worry about this. You have to just follow the steps. You will get the solution. So what is the step? First step you have to do is 15's complement of the second number. What is the second number? B06. So FFF minus B06. I'll get 4F9. What is the third step? Third step is add the 15's complement to the first number. So this is the first number what we have. So 9 plus C will be 15, 1, 7 for F plus 7 is 17 plus 1. F plus 7 is 16 plus 1 will be 17. Carry here. You add it. Now you have to check the carry. Do I have a carry? Yes. In 15's complement method, what happens? If I get a carry over here, I should add the carry to the LSB. So I should add the carry, and the solution will be a positive solution. So this is 15's complement method. Now the next is, let us see the 16's complement method. Now in 16's complement method, so B06 is the first number, C76 is the second number. What we have to do? We have to take the 16's complement of the second number. How do I take the 16's complement of the second number? First you have to take the 15's complement, then you have to add the 1. So first I have to take the 15's complement, then I am adding 1. This is the first step or the second step over. First step is over. Now the next step, what you have to do, you have to add the first number with the 16's complement of the second number. So B06 with this number 384 over here. I'll get this number. So 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 is equal to A in hexadecimal. A, so 0 plus 8 is 8. B plus 3. After B, C, D, E. I get a E. Do I have a carry over here? No carry. If I don't get a carry, what I should do? 16's complement of a number you have to find out. So what is the solution? We get EA. So we have to find the 16's complement of E8A. So 15's complement is 175. If I add 1, I'll get 16's complement. So if no carry is generated, solution is 16's complement of the sum with a negative sign. So I'll get this solution. Now another one problem where carry will be generated. So if carry is generated, so clearly you can see over here there is a carry that is generated. If carry is generated, what we have to do in 16's complement? You have to ignore it. So this is with respect to complement. We have 1's complement, 2's complement, 7's complement, 8's complement which works for octal and subtraction, 15's complement and 16's complement which works for hexadecimal subtraction, 9's complement and 10's complement which works for decimal subtraction. Now can I generalize the steps? Yes, if you can see, we can generalize the steps. It is the same step. Only thing what is happening is your 1's complement is changing to 7 or 15 or 9. 2's complement is changing to 8's complement or 10's complement or 16's complement. So we can generalize this. We call this as subtraction using R's complement. Means R represents the base over here. 2's complement, 8's complement, 10's complement, 16's complement. So what happens? If M is greater than N, the result, two numbers, if A is greater than B, it is like that. If M is greater than N, the result is M minus N plus R to the power N, where r to the power of n is an end carry and can be neglected. If m is less than n, that means if your first number was greater than n, what did we do? What did we do if the first number was greater than n? Let me see. If the first number was greater than the second number in 15's complement. So 15's complement here. First number is greater than the second number. What did we do? If the first number is greater than the second number, did we consider the carry or ignored the carry? We ignored the carry. So the same thing is replicated over here. If the first number is greater than n, result is m minus n plus r to the power of n. So minus n represents the complement and we are ignoring the carry. Now what about the second step? If m is less than n, then the result is r to the power of n minus n, which is the r's complement of the result. So where you're going to consider the carry over here. So this is how your 15th complement is performed. Now 16th complement also uses the same steps in your 15th complement. So this is r's complement means 2's complement, 8's complement, 10's complement and 16th complement. R minus 1's complement means 1's complement, 7's complement, 15's complement and 10's complement. So what happens over here? The only difference is that when an end carry is generated in your 15's complement or in your 1's complement, the end carry which is generated is not discarded, but it is added to the LSB of the result. If no end carry is generated, then the answer is negative and in the complement form. That's all. So this is the general algo for all the complements, all the complementary subtractions which we have discussed as of now. Thank you.